I could actually fight this asshole if I had either of those abilities. But again, I
Sap Sipper is also funnier because Sap Sipper absorbs all grass moves.
Yes.
Overcoat is really good in a double battle scenario, but if you had Sap Sipper, it couldn't even chip you with grass.
Yeah.
Grass would do 0.
Mm-hmm.
Sap Sipper, and you get an attack raise, and that's why Goodra will sometimes run mixed sets or attack focus sets. But I ended up in a discussion a while ago of trying to...
I am just going to say fighting alphas is entirely RNG dependent.
A little bit.
There is no strategy to this. It is 100% RNG, and you have to fucking hope that the game cooperates. I just want to see if it's such a level of boost if the asshole is like going to basically miss consecutively. And then of course that shit happens. The other problem is that this asshole has fucking ancient power, because that is the other thing a bunch of the alphas do. They are given coverage to make it so you cannot wall them with resist.
Mm-hmm. This is why, and it's funny because this effectively removes the entire point of Alpha Pokemon. Those items like Mud Balls and stuff, when you can get a crap ton of those, you can throw those at an Alpha Pokemon and remove that Alpha energy for a couple of seconds and knock it out. So people just throw a bunch of mud at these guys, basically knock them out, and then just throw an Ultra Ball.
Because these are artificial. This is fucking artificial. It is just artificial difficulty. There is no arguing this fact.
Sap Saber would have came in claws.
That makes its offensive presence weaker, which because of that, the now that it's weaker offensively, the flying types I have might actually be able to live a single hit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even entirely trying to catch this thing. And then of course it fucking hits.
That's how this game works.
You never get favorable RNG, and the game always gets the favorable RNG.
Basically. And because of the way the turn order works, nice.
Come on. And then, of course, it doesn't fucking miss. Of course it fucking doesn't.
And because of the way the turn order works and the way stats end up, we will talk about this at the end of the game, but the last sort of big story fight in this game is sort of a really good example of why the battle system doesn't work, and a lot of people defend that last fight and say people complaining are just bad at the game, but because of the way the battle system is pretty much back and forth, like, yeah, and you got it.
That's why I hate RNG.
Damn it. Trying to talk and keep coughing. Fucking hell.
Yeah, there's Tangrowth.
Yeah.
Numbers of alpha call after defeat. One defeat with a poison move, double hit, energy.
God damn it. So much coughing. Because of the way the game works, and we will get there when we get there.
I'm probably not going to use it. I just want to, hey, funny energy.
Yeah.
Well, actually, could have guided. That was the other, that's the other thing. I really do feel like the alphas cheat and know what Pokemon you have, because you can not get, like, I couldn't lead, like, the Gastrodon or something to bait the game into Energy Ball and then swap to the Rowlet, assuming that the game doesn't just get the fucking priority and go first anyway, because this is a totally fair and balanced system. And then, of course, it's fucking Joy. Of course you
That's like the worst fucking nature for that thing.
Of course you fucking are. Fuck this game.
Because Tangrowth is, again, really slow. Ideally, what you want on a Tangrowth is speed down, special defense up, because its special defense is awful, but its HP is really good. Your attack and special attack are actually both.
That's another thing this game has that neuters its depth. There are no competitive items.
Mm-hmm.
And yet some moonbrain motherfuckers think this game is an improvement. These people are wrong.
You are very opinionated.
Like I said, you are just flat out objectively wrong. The game, like, unapologetically, objectively, removed mechanics. Like you said, fucking Flash Cannon doesn't exist, meaning any special attacking steel type is useless in this game.
Unless you're willing to rhyme the, like, all or nothing.
What's the button that turns on the story checkpoint?
Mission and request was in the Y. And that's the missions, so it's eight's flagged. You need to.
Is it flagged or not?
It's got the flag on it, so it should. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Damn it.
Anyway.
Haha!
It is a seriously funny. Yeah. Just report to the professors and get some points.
Just that Tangrowth.
Yeah.
So because of how much of a high level alpha that was, that Tangrowth is actually worth a decent amount on its own.
Yep. It was 50 just right there. This game, and I said we'll talk about it more towards the end with that one sort of infamous big battle that either makes or breaks the battle system for people. And it is basically this battle system is sort of inherently flawed, and the thing that is really, really important of a distinction here, and it's the thing. Garson said that this game kind of basically removes a lot of Pokemon design purely to make the battle system function, but that creates a funny thing of they removed the battle system sort of so kind of half-assed that in order to make it function, they removed abilities and most Pokemon moves are missing.
Yes. They literally, objectively removed depth.
You can't use any hold items. Abilities don't exist. Natures exist. IVs also don't really exist.
Meaning that there are a bunch of strategies that flat out just do not work in this.
And the big thing for depth, because a lot of people, even in a casual playthrough, just pretend like these don't exist, which is a whole other tangent that fucking bothers me. And I've had this discussion with a bunch of people. And I hate kind of being an asshole, but this really did piss me off, where I've seen a bunch of casual fans.
Because, like, just as an example, again, if all of this shit had abilities, they could have Intimidate, they could have Static or Lightning Rod, they would have Overthrow. What was Driftbloom's ability? It's Aftermath, right?
That's... The hidden ability should be Flare Boost.
Yeah, so I believe that's Aftermath. That could have Storm Drain, and then this could...
Hold on. Can't... No, Aftermath is one. I don't remember if there's another slot for that. Because when I think of Driftbloom, I think of a lot of people using the niche Flare Boost.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a really unique ability for Driftbloom. And that actually... Oh, I forgot about that.
What?
That's actually kind of cracked. It's Unburden.
Oh.
That's actually correct. Even in a more casual thing, because all you have to do is use up your berry.
Yes. Yeah, I could just keep giving that thing berries, and at that point, it would eat a hit because of its fat HP, stat, live because of, like, a berry or something, and then it would be faster, letting me throw hypnosis at things, or do other shit, but, again, like, I can't have these strategies, like, if this thing, especially when this thing evolves and becomes a part fucking steel type, that was Overcoat, because it 4 times resists grass at that point, would be fucking amazing. But I can't do that.
Or Sap Sipper, if you're going to actually try to get debatably better utility out of Sap Sipper, of swapping in on a grass move. Game, you have like a Gastrodon, and you think the game is going to use grass. You swap the Gastrodon out, swap in Sap Sipper, get an attack buff.
That could be useful.
That would actually let you use that attack stat.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, reminder, is base 100.
Oh.
That's actually worth using.
It's a lot better than you would think.
Base 100 is just good enough once you get some power behind it.
It's a funny example. If Lilligan is like the next alpha thing that's in Rage, that's again a really funny example of having a like grass immunity would be really good, but because abilities don't exist, you can't do that, basically meaning you have to rely on like a flying type or something. Like I said, you just objectively have less options.
And tangenting back into the other tangent, I hate being an asshole, but this is people ignoring something and acting like it's not important, sort of complaining. I've had a bunch of more casual fans. I'll just mention about abilities and say you might want to consider your abilities instead of just catching Pokemon at random. And a lot of people playing more casually in sort of the politest way possible basically had this kind of obnoxious, and now this is more with the way they just came off. It's like, you know, thanks for mentioning that, but these abilities are not important, so I'm just going to basically say thanks for the tip and just basically in the most PG way possible without telling you to fuck off and never talk to me again. Tell you to fuck off and never talk to me again, because for some flipping reason, casual Pokemon fans act like the stats and abilities just do not matter.
Because people don't want to be told they're playing the game wrong.
I've had a bunch of people straight out, unironically say, why should I care about abilities in a casual run? because an ability, if you actually use it, might get you to do something that you otherwise couldn't. Gastrodon is a water ground type, which would actually take neutral water damage. Storm Drain turns your neutral affinity with water into an immunity, and you get stat buffs.
Yes.
And if you're going to tell me and if you're going to try to pull but like when would that ever be applicable? If you're using a Pokemon that is weak to water, you can almost always hard switch a Gastrodon in and basically get a Gastrodon to absorb water damage for your Pokemon that is weak to water.
That's something we should have done more.
Right?
That's something we should have done more in Brilliant Diamond, but we really didn't.
I did that more than you think I did.
Though there were times we tried that and the game didn't click a water move and we were confused. It's like, did the game read the input there?
No, I found out a lot of those. The game didn't actually have water attacks.
The fuck?
Yeah. No, it's funny because just the other day, the part I was editing for Brilliant Diamond, we're on that route where it's always raining, and you end up in a double battle where, it's these two, like, ace trainers, and one of them has a Gyarados, and this was one of the funniest battles that we had. It is raining. We have the Fire Starter. The Fire Starter has a physical fire move, so it has Flame Wheel. Gyarados intimidates.
So, like, am I going to...
It said follow the blue, person.
Okay.
Anyway. Gyarados intimidated my Fire Starter. And it was raining, so we're in the rain, so that cuts fire damage by 50%. And essentially, between the Intimidate and the rain, physical fire damage would have been a dumb idea, but just for shits and giggles to try something, I hit a Kadabra and I knock it into yellow. And we switch because it's double battle, I switch the, Pokemon on my side for Gastrodon, and we absorb Gyarados Waterfall. So, no, we actually use that quite a lot to a good effect, but my point...
So when the game says to follow the blue, does that literally mean I have to keep it as blue, or...
The text that you kind of skipped through said the scent you need is the blue scent.
Okay.
So you're...
So then every time it would become something else, that means it's locking on
to an item. Yeah. Okay, yeah, and the blue...
What am I going to have to scale the fucking sheer rock cliff?
Just break the physics, I've done it.
I shouldn't have to fucking Skyrim to play your video game.
There you go.
That should not be how I actually have to fucking do it. I should not have to goddamn Skyrim for that.
There's a person just chilling right there. What's up? What's up? Oh yeah, you went right past her. That's and having the Skyrim is a sign of a great video game.
No, it fucking isn't.
Sure it is.
People only like Skyrim to load it with 50 mods. No one likes the actual game.
But modding's part of the fun. It's like how Vampire Bloodlines of the Masquerade
Do
is...
people all just mod to make excuses for the bad game design?
It's like how Vampire Bloodlines of the Masquerade was a notoriously buggy mess, but has retroactively become a fan favorite game because people modded the jank out.
And even then, the jank was so inherent, some of the jank is still there.
Yeah, but it's slightly less jank and is...
If the community has to fix a game and is objectively bad and mods do not justify it.
Since Carson's the one playing, I'm going to take a pee break. Have a bunch of soda, I won't be right back.
Yes. It's something I hate when people prop up mods as it's like, oh, it's the community or what. You're acknowledging you have to fix problems that shouldn't be there in the first place. Unless something's a fucking Sonic game, then it's just badly designed inherently. Even though I could pull a lot of the same fucking arguments for that, but if I do, suddenly I look like the crazy one. People just accept that they have to fix the PC version of Dark Souls, but if you use that to justify a Sonic game, I guess it's something like you're the absolutely crazy one. Like, I know I are on a lot, but I genuinely had in a video a fucking, like, someone who was an actual professional that taught lectures on game design literally said, like, From Software intentionally left bugs in the enemy pathing in Dark Souls for you to exploit. How fucking mental do you have to be to justify that? Because that's what it is. It is fucking mental. Not only mental, it is, and it's one of the many reasons I don't like Dark Souls or most From Software games. Because these games are known for being the hard, manly games for the hardest of manly men, people will bend over fucking backwards to justify all of the bad game design in those games. But again, if it was any other fucking game, you would all be singing a different tune. That's all I've been reading this all night. Because like, I hate when people do stupid character voices and things, because I feel the joke gets funny really fast, so that's why I don't read shit in stupid character voices.
It's time for the question of the day and my overall thoughts on the topic. So anyway, do any of you get why it bothers me that a lot of casual playthroughs ignore the abilities of a Pokemon outright and basically damn near never look at the stat screen? And also generally ignore the physical special split, but now is not exactly the time to rant about that. But I do have a small rant incoming. People act like Pokemon games do not have depth or a deeper level of mechanics, but like Carson was saying, anyone that feels that way is likely ignoring the deeper level of mechanics available to them because they refuse to engage with the mechanics at play, and that often means ignoring the ability that a Pokemon has and pretending like an ability does not exist or that an ability is not that useful or applicable in the game, and this also goes for ignoring the stat screen, but the main thing when it comes to ignoring an ability on a Pokemon, you are potentially ignoring something that fundamentally changes how you approach a battle, and certain abilities, even if they are kind of niche, can fundamentally affect how you enter a battle and approach winning a battle, because the right ability can completely change your overall chances of winning, because a good ability can be a unique counter to a situation that you otherwise might not have a counter to. One of the best examples of this in Sword and Shield, it was technically just the Sword playthrough because I didn't record Shield. I beat the Fire Gym with Cinescorch because Flash Fire made Cinescorch immune to fire moves. So I basically took a bugged fire type, which would have a neutral damage buff from fire, and I turned that neutral damage buff into a straight out immunity, and I basically beat the Fire Gym with a bug type. And Gastrodon is a very similar thing. You have a neutral damage buff from water moves, so you turn taking neutral damage into an immunity, and you cannot tell me that this is not death, and you also can't tell me that this is not a very fun, unique, game-changing strategy that is niche and barely applicable. Yes, some abilities can be slightly more niche, I will give you that, but you have an ability like Storm Drain on a Gastrodon that constantly works because Gastrodon takes neutral water damage, so you might as well turn that into an immunity to water. But people really do seem to want to double down on bad decisions or their inability to admit that they're playing the game wrong or playing the game badly. And I know I sound like an asshole here, but I will be cynical because I have had so many people in random casual playthroughs, whether that be playing Pokemon for the first time or getting back into Pokemon, these people get super butthurt when I mention, oh yeah, you could be playing slightly better, and they go on long-winded tirades and act like none of my info is super useful, and I had so many weird encounters with people. I need to stop this rant, like that person that was using a Gyarados with only water moves, and the Gyarados had no physical moves. I brought up the physical attack was higher and that Waterfall would actually deal more damage than Hydro Pump. And they basically go on this tirade that's all, thanks for the tip, but that is basically backseating, and I'm against backseating. I want to play the game my way. This is my stream, and this is my team, and these are my choices. And I'm going to continue to play the game with my choices and my decisions, and play the game 100% my way. So again, thanks for the tip, but basically, fuck off. And that is obnoxious, because that is you doubling down on playing the game badly and acting like the stats do not exist. And I have had so many people do that over the years, so I need to be wrapping this up. My whole point in this tirade, I think abilities add a level of strategy to Pokemon that most people just ignore and act like is not super important, when a single ability can swing a battle in your favor in a way that goes well beyond just having a type advantage, because an ability can completely change how you approach a battle. And there are tons of abilities that are easy enough to use with just a bit of foresight And knowing just a bit about Pokemon, Intimidate is another good ability as a quick point. Dropping physical attack whenever you enter a battle is useful because once you generally learn what common Pokemon possess physical attack moves, dropping their attack is incredibly useful. But anyway, I am rambling. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments, or you can leave them on social media. All of my social media links, as well as my Discord links, are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you subscribe to the channel, and if you follow me on social media, that really helps our communities grow. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I hope I will see you all next time. So, as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, everybody. I hope you come back someday. See you later.